Hi, my name's Tim O'Shea. I'm the CEO and founder of Saver. For the past 15 years or so, my background has been as a personal finance and investment advisor. And during that time, I've spent tens of thousands of hours sitting across the table from mum and dad, everyday clients, trying to help them work on strategies to improve their personal finances. And over that time, two things became very, very clear. One was that when it comes to managing personal finance, the simplest solution is often the best. And the second was that there was a fairly broad underlying problem, which was that managing personal finance is harder than it needs to be. And one of the luxuries I had of seeing thousands of clients manage their money in very different ways was seeing the ways that worked and also seeing the ways that didn't. So when I started to collect more information on this problem, the real scale of it started to become quite scary. And when you look at the numbers, what that leaves us with is about 1/3 of our adult population at the moment is living on less than $100 in cash savings, which basically means you're living week to week. And probably even more scary is that 2/3 of our adult population in Australia, and also in the US, the figures are very closely related, 2/3 of adults have less than $1,000 in cash savings. Now, these are everyday people, and what they're living with is a situation where they have no savings, no cash reserves, and no investments. So you may ask yourself, how does such a serious situation come about? Well, it's not that there aren't any solutions available. The real problem is that the current solutions are too complicated. For your average 20 to 40-year-old user that we might see, they're quite often operating a day-to-day bank account, a checking account, or a savings account. They'll also be operating a completely separate savings account for a holiday, a house deposit, possibly a vehicle. And then they're also operating a number of other accounts. So they might be using a mobile platform to invest in shares if they're lucky enough to have that disposable money. The 20 to 40-year-old demographics also key in uptake on cryptocurrency, so they might have another account to do that as well. And in order to access discounts or loyalty rewards, they're probably operating yet another separate account. And what this means is that they've got 4, 5, 6 different mobile applications, multiple different cards, and none of these accounts actually talk to each other, which makes managing this money very, very difficult. Our solution at Saver is to simplify. The main function of Saver is to automate the management of personal finances, both in the sense of automating saving of cash, but also giving the users the opportunity to automate the process of investing in shares, investing in other asset classes, and to personalize the way the app works based on their own financial goals. Our mission is really to deliver on this responsibility of automating and helping our users improve their financial lives in 3 different areas: to help them to save, to swap, and to save again. And helping our users save is that important to us that we've actually included it in there twice. So initially, users connect the Saver app to their day-to-day transactional account, and the app will automatically round up their purchases to the next whole dollar and save that digital loose change. Now, users also have the opportunity to add an amount to every transaction, maybe 25 cents, 50 cents, a dollar, which substantially improves their performance and increases their progress. Or they also have the opportunity to set a predetermined goal. For example, I want to save $1,000 by the 1st of December, and the Saver app will do the rest. Now, the swap function, as we continue to build out our functions, will not only enable users to automatically save their digital loose change to a particular type of asset, but it'll also give them the opportunity to change their mind and swap. So if there's one consistent rule that I've seen in personal finance during my career, is that there is no consistent rules in personal finance. And so whilst a user may be using Saver to invest in shares today, they may change their mind and decide the share market's not for them and decide to move that money into property or perhaps just back into a cash savings account. So the beauty of that means that our users can keep the functions and the features that they love, but they can make sound financial decisions based on their personal circumstances. Now, the last save is probably the most important for us because it's where we will deliver the most amount of value to our users, and it's also how we monetize the platform. So by harnessing the information that we collect on our users every day by way of looking at their transaction history, we use that information to calculate their roundups, but we also analyze that data in order to deliver really, really highly targeted and very relevant product and service offerings back to our users. So in that sense, we can offer discounts on things that our users are already purchasing by understanding what they spend, when they spend it, and how frequently they spend. And in that sense, it's much easier for us to perhaps save our user $50 than it is to make them a $50 profit on a small scale investment. We launched in November 2017 and we onboarded over 1,000 users in our first 5 weeks. What's particularly interesting there is that was with quite a small marketing budget of less than 3,000 Australian dollars. So far, we've conducted over 25,000 successful roundups and helped our users save over $40,000 in cash, with the majority of our users saving around $75 a month in digital loose change. One of the figures we're most proud of in that initial traction is our user acquisition cost, which with paid social media marketing in some categories has us with a user acquisition cost of under $2. Which certainly in the fintech space would put us probably very close to the top of category. Our team is comprised of myself, Tim O'Shea, and Costa Alatrari is our CTO and co-founder. He's been working very hard to build out our early platforms, launch our MVP, and work with the feedback that we've been getting from users to modify and improve the platform, both visually and also in terms of the smoothness of functions and what features the users want. Our COO, Kevin, is a PhD in engineering and ex-Intel software engineer. He's come out here from Ireland a few years ago to relocate his family and has worked in a high-level national management positions in Australian publicly listed companies. So we've got a great team. It's only a small team, and the support that we might be able to receive from Inclusion Plus means that we can invest those funds into building out the additional features we need on the platform to give our users the choice of different places that they can direct their digital loose change, and also some increased exposure with the large-scale corporate partnerships that we can get in front of. So thanks for listening to us, and we look forward to hopefully speaking to you more and pitching on stage in the finals. Thanks very much.